Hello my friend, it's Pat Sloan here for my daily video. And today the topic is, you look on your calendar, you can download at my I Love to Make Quilts website. The calendar says, what does this say? Run it. And it's not a marathon. Thank goodness. I'm not going to challenge you to go out and run. No, not that kind of run. Run it means today, if you have a second machine or some alternate machines that you have not actually run the machine for a while, today would be a good day to do that. Take a look at it, be sure that they're still in working order, particularly if you normally would run that often. Maybe you normally would go to retreats and you can't do that right now, so, or you would be traveling and you're not traveling, so that particular travel travel machine hasn't been used. So go ahead and run it. But there's other things that you might need to run, like do you have like a backup iron, that you take just for retreats or for travel? Again, get that out, plug it in, be sure it's working. How's your vacuum cleaner working? Have you done the floor the other day when I told you to? If you didn't test that vacuum out, be sure it's working as well. So it's appliance testing day. It's backup sewing machine. I have two machines that I need to fire. Actually, I have three, probably three machines that I need to fire up that I haven't done for a while. Maybe four machines. Stop. Yeah, I need to do my machines too. I need to fire them up, be sure they're still running. Oil them. If you didn't clean them when you put them away, be a good day to clean them. So these are the sort of maintenance things that over time it's easy to forget. And if you have a machine that you've let sit for a very long time, it might need some love, because the workings may have gotten a little gunked up. So you might need to get in there and clean it, or take it and get it cleaned at the sewing machine spa. Hey, it's great. Those are great. So how'd you like the photo that I had as the promo here for the video? That's Mr. Greg. I want to show you this other photo where he's being really silly because he didn't think I was going to click the camera. So I got him. I clicked the camera and he's like going, huh? Okay. A lot of days in the house together, a lot of days. Good we like each other. 40 years, over 40 years now. We are good friends. He's goofy, sometimes a little too much, but do you have somebody in your house that's like that, that sometimes you're just like they're just a little too much. They need to go in timeout. So just go sit over there for a while. Be quiet. Life in COVID times, right? Life in a pandemic. Yeah, we're going to see lots of books about this life in a pandemic, what we've all had to go through to get through it. And we will, my sign, right? There it is. We can do hard things, because we do. We do the hard things. Okay, I have done a little bit of cross stitch, and I have got some stuff I want to show you that I'm working on. So what should I show you first? So here's the cross stitch. I'm doing this whole piece, which here's the snowman guy, this monthly markings. And so I am, this far. So that's pretty good. I'm going to get his little scarf and put his little head on. And then the whole thing is a long cross stitch. So it's this long cross stitch which has the saying under it I showed you the other day. I don't have the big sheet out here. Well, I guess I can just put the picture up here, but it has the saying. So I decided what I'm going to do is each month, because I started this one in the middle of the month, but each month at the beginning of the month I will do the portion that needs done for this guy, and then I will go back to one of my older ones and work on them. So I think that's a good plan for me for this year. And then once the older ones, I'm not always going to want to work on them all the time. So I might want to start something new, so then I can add in something else, but not too many, because I cross stitch really slow. I only do it a little bit each day, so gotta keep that balance, keep the balance. Okay, what do I got over here? Remember the red and white checkerboard. This guy, the red and white checkerboard, and I put the little stripe around the edge, this guy. All right, so I have to put the backing, I have to cut the backing, and this is the one that I'm going to use, the newsprint. This is a newsprint wide back by Carrie Bloomston, I think, and it is, I'll link you to it below. It is a great wide back. I love this, you know, newsprints, lots of fun stuff, just sort of collage-y like. So that will go on the back, and I am going to send that to the spa. Decision made, send to the spa. The other thing that I'm working on is, whoops, fell on the floor. I'm going to do the binding of my Out West. So if you haven't seen my Out West lately, I'll show it to you. I just dropped the binding on the floor too. So I'm doing the binding in the same fabric as the border. I don't usually do that, but I decided to do it this time. So here is the Out West, and ta-da! And this is the one where I use this old belt buckle fabric that I have, you know, seems like a gazillion yards of it. I bought, good gracious, I don't know why, but it's the one that I want to also use in my uncle's Western quilt. So I want to get that, what I have left of the belt buckle fabric. I may even use it in the front. I have to sort of go do an inventory of that and just see what I have. So I need to get the binding on that because that is my UFO to accomplish, hopefully accomplish, well, it'll accomplish this month, be accomplished this week. I will get that done. Move this over here. So up on the design wall, see from yesterday, if you did not watch my video yesterday, you must go see it because the rest of what I'm talking about here has to do with that video. So continuation. So there is the border, the first border with the half square triangles that I found and the stripe that I dug up, which I still have like a lot of that stripe left. Then I'm going to put that green border on it. I'm looking at how wide to do it. That's pretty wide. That's about a 6-inch wide border as it's sitting there. And I kind of like it. I kind of like that great big wide border on there. So I will probably be doing that. And that's up next. Now the little butterflies, I still haven't figured out if I'm going to try to do something with them or not, or put them back in the bags by project. So yesterday, here I need to move this, hold on. So yesterday I showed you all of those blocks that I have been making and saving. They're test blocks or extras or things that I just did one block for maybe a sew along to promote somebody, you know, show somebody's book or whatever. So I ended up taking all of those. Whoops, hold on. So I took all of them and put them in baggies by those categories. So I created categories, and let me just show you how that worked out. I'll just pull, okay, I'll pull this one, because this is kind of, it's just, this is actually the smallest grouping I have of anything. And they were kind of, I felt they were kind of fall-like. So there was a lot of things with these orange and purple, tons of half square triangles. I don't know what that is with me. There's some black and white I put in with them. See, there's more. There's purple and orange, and here's some that had some Halloween from a project that I didn't use these. This is a zigzag table runner, so a few Halloween things. And then there's these peachy colors, so I tossed them in there, and a few extra parts that were fall. They're like, these are, look at this. That is sticks with marshmallows on them for roasted marshmallows. Yeah, that's fall-like, right? So I have this blim block I did with some scraps when I was doing something else. There's some units. I've got these units that were from a project for my book, which you will see what that is when you see the book. There's a checkerboard started with the orange, and I'm thinking, well, I might just take this and add another few rows to get it to the size of a pillow, and that could be a pillow for the living room in the orange and white. And then I have this block that I loved when I did it, and I had intended at one point to do a whole quilt of these. This is big. But then I thought, you know, I just lost interest in doing something and spending my time doing these colors. These are English paper pieced, so they're folded over paper that's this shape, and then you stitch the sides together, and then it's appliqued to this background. And I still absolutely adore this, but I might want to do it in some other colors. Like these, I loved doing them at the time, like this one, but I didn't want to do any more of those. So this whole grouping now is in a bag. So I can either decide to work on it by itself and put it up on the design wall so that I can maybe, you know, add to it. Maybe there would be a panel, like a fall panel I might have, and I might use a panel and then collage some of these blocks with it. So each bag in here is like that. I have one with red and one with blue, primarily blue. Then I have some that could go, these are sort of more light colors, this whole bag here. And then I had two others that might be combined sometime. Oh no, this was the red. I did the red. No, that one of these was red, and this is like more red, white, and blue. This particular one, see, with the little squares. And then this had a bunch of sort of clear colors, a mix of things. So like the red, white, and blue, if I didn't want to stick straightly with that, I could mix them with this bag. Now, for me, whenever I get an orphan block or an extra block, you know, a test block, some block that's not actually going to go into the quilt, now I will put it in the right bag in the basket versus putting it in that shoebox where they were just all stacked. Plus, I would like to pull one of these out, maybe one that has enough to play around with, and do a quilt, because that is, my whole talk yesterday is all about how creative that is for me, finding that thing that you feel is really creative. For me, it would be taking a whole set of these blocks and working with them and seeing what I can do. That is my super, you know, like love of working with fabric and this digging through my stuff and finding it exciting. So I will you'll see these again. You'll see these again, but that's where I ended up with the things. Now I do want to tell you, I meant to tell you this when I had this up here. A few people have asked about this is a gift, and so I did not make it, but you can make one, and I down below I have a link to a tutorial, a couple of tutorials I found, and you can also buy them pre-made. They're called often grime guards, which is not a very nice name, is it? But grime. But they protect your edge of your work, so you don't, you know, you don't get it too dirty by holding on to the edges all the time. You hold on to the fabric instead. So that you can find, you can make your own, or you could just go buy one. I'm lucky it was a present. Thank you, thank you. All right. So today you're going to go and run that extra sewing machine, plug that extra iron in, and be sure it works. Any other electronics and things that you have that you haven't run for a while, give them a test. Run the vacuum cleaner too while you're at it. So everything's down below. And tomorrow, remember, what's tomorrow? Block Wednesday. So be sure you have the first 2 blocks of Home Is done. And I will see you back here tomorrow. I love you. Mwah. See you online.